This is the biggest overhaul this 30-year-old Landcruiser has ever had. We're getting rid of every single dent and restoring it to its former glory, and the results are absolutely incredible.
Good.
Oh, stop it. Stop it. You can't take it off road after you do that.
Highway rig now.
Alright, welcome back to Aussie Arvos. Now, today is the day the 80 series is finally getting painted, and yeah, this is going to be a massive week ahead of us, so the boys are already getting straight into it. We'll tell us more about it, but now I just got to start stripping this car apart and yeah, get this thing painted, so let's get right into it. Alright, so I'm here with Brett, and you might remember Brett from last time. He's helped us out a bunch in the past, and especially on Liam's GQ build, doing all the panel work and repainting it. Yeah. So we're back here. Cameron from Next Level Restorations kindly gave us his workshop to not only do all the panel work in, but also to use his booth as well when we come time to painting it. So massive thanks to Cameron. But Brett, you've seen this car over the years. The state of the paint's not exactly the best, the clear coat's going, but this is a bit of a common issue for the 80 series, isn't it? And especially in these sort of colours, it just seems to...
out. The sun chops them out, and let's be honest, it's over 30 years old, this car,
yeah,
so
yeah.
This is just, you know, the sun just burns them, so we'll take all this back, reprime it, and just basically start again, and with any luck, we'll get another 30 years out of it.
And in terms of like the panel work, there's a few dents and stuff around the car that we're going to need to do.
Pretty much only the rear, the quarters.
Yep. The
doors are okay. There's a little ding in the other side door, but yeah, I think it'll come out really good.
Yep. All right, sweet. All right, well, we've got a massive week ahead of us, so we're just going to get straight into it and start getting this stuff done.
So to make this project happen, I'm having a huge amount of help from Brett and the team at Sherwin Williams. That's Adrian, Steve, Tom, and Adam. You might remember these boys helped out on Liam's GQ build, and they've kindly given their time and skills again to help bring this old Landcruiser back to its former glory.
Now you'll see the boys are patching up a lot of spots in the car that you might not even realise there were dents, and that's because like on camera it just doesn't really pick them up. In person you run your hand along and you can feel little imperfections, so we're going over the entire car and really fixing any little imperfection on the car. So you'll see little spots starting appearing, basically where the boys are rubbing it back, and we're going to smooth the whole car out. So then when it's painted and got all the brand new paint on, you're not going to see those little dents and imperfections. So yeah, really excited to see what it's going to look like once it's all done. See, we're finding spots in the car that I didn't even realise were dented. You're just basically feeling your hand over there, Adrian, until you find a bit of a low spot and then essentially sanding it up.
Yeah, so basically, yeah, in a nutshell, that's exactly what you're doing. You're feeling to see if that dent's gone. So you can see there where the paint still is. That's obviously a low spot.
Yep.
So, and also there. So that's basically what you're doing, is using the block to find all the low
spots
and high spots.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then that motion, you're doing like an X motion almost on that. Is that for to keep the contours the same?
Yes, yeah, exactly right. Yep. So you want to just basically change directions all the time, so you're picking up all the nasty.
Yeah.
Did you do this?
I want to make a record. I didn't do this. This was there when I bought the car, I swear. It's real hard to get out. We obviously used the hammer method to sort of like press, like levered it out. And now that we're into the more intricate stuff, we're using essentially, it's like a spot welder with a
pretty much a little slide hammer.
On it.
So basically you just put it on the low spot and weld it, and then just pop it out, and then you can just go around it.
And get it. Yep.
We had to lever it because it's so hard in that. That's just so, like, it was a fair crunch.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's all pretty much done now, that one. So.
Yeah. This is the biggest difference, like if we were doing it at home, you know, or a lot of people probably end up thinking, I'll just throw bog there. Yeah. You know what I mean? Instead of trying to pull it all out.
That much bog.
Yeah.
And if you have a little knock, sometimes it'll just knock straight back out.
Yeah. So if you want to do it proper, you really want to try and get the metal in this original, as best as you can, sort of.
Get it back to the right contour, and then just put a little
bit like that, filler on top.
That's it.
Yeah.
And you run most of that out anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we've added filler now to all our little low spots, and this is essentially going to get our height back. So then the boys, when they go over it with the sander again, it's going to be dead level and everything will be perfect. So I guess the less filler you can use, or bog, or whatever you want to call it, the better. It won't wear as well as obviously your original panel. So as little filler as possible, just to raise the height, so everything is looking nice and straight when it's on this final finish. So these are Brett's tools of the trade. We got all different appliances that he's using, all different stuff that I'm sure he's gathered over the years to get into certain areas and do certain. But do you do much panel work anymore, or not really? You don't do much panel work anymore, yeah. But you would have done a heap back in the day, I assume.
Panel better my trade.
Yeah.
And no, not so much.
So don't go messaging Brett asking for him to work on your car, because he doesn't have time. He's flying out.
This one, that's it.
Having the right tools just makes jobs so much easier. Yeah. Well, that's why Brett recommended us not attempting any of this at home, because like unless you have the skills and the tools to really do it properly, you're just going to make it harder for yourself.
You can do it at home on your own, like you say. You can do it, but you end up causing because you're trying to fix it, which is cool, but you end up causing more drama, and then it just takes longer to fix it.
Yeah, well that's it, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, that's about the only thing leaf springs are good for, eh?
It's pretty much.
It seems counterintuitive to smack a dent in order to get the dent out, but you know.
You're pushing it from behind.
Ah, yep.
So you push it from behind and you tap it on that, and then when you hit that going that way, it's just to push that a bit out, and then you can fit it close, and you get that fullness back that we need.
Yeah. Looks like some caveman type stuff. Yeah, it does, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like you're smashing it.
Yeah.
See, like that had that big ridge there. Now when you feel it's done.
I mean, because I guess the main thing too, like, you might think, oh, you can't see, it doesn't matter, but when you get a fresh coat of paint on...
Oh, it'll stand out. If you look down the side and you see anything, it'll stand out. So especially with this colour. Yeah. And the gloss it'll have, so you've got to get rid of it.
Yeah.
So the boys got stuck into getting rid of all the dents on the 80. It's so impressive seeing how easy they make this look, but this is years of experience at work and definitely a skill that will come in so handy when owning a four-wheel drive.
Alright, so now that we've got the main panel work all beaten out, the car's so much straighter than it's ever been in its life, the boys now are rubbing back the entire car. Because the paint on it was so damaged, we've got to strip it right back before we can put anything new on, so that's what we're doing right now. So on the bonnet here, you can see that we've brought it right back pretty much to the factory primer that it came out from in Japan. Straightened the whole thing up, so this thing's pretty much ready to be primed. Now we're just doing that to the rest of the panels on the car now. You can see here, we've put filler in and pretty much smoothed it all out so it's one. You basically should be able to run your hand along it and not feel any imperfections essentially. So that's what we've done to the whole car. And then yeah, we'll put the primer on, and then once it's primed, you can put the paint on. So we'll keep going at this, and soon we'll be ready to get it all primed up.
When it comes to painting, preparation is key. If you don't put in the time for the prep, the final result in the car won't be as good. So the boys spent hours getting the 80 to a point where we're ready to prime it.
All right, so we've got the 80 inside the booth now, all masked up, ready to go. Now, Brett, there's a bit of a process in painting the car. We've got to prime it first, obviously. What primer are we using to sort of make this show the best?
Okay, so what we're going to do, as you can see, all the old paint on this car, we've had to take the roof pretty much back to bare metal, the bonnet's the same, then comes through here. So what we're going to do, because it's so old, we're going to start again. We're going to epoxy prime it, just to give it that seal coat and lock everything down, and then we'll be able to rub that and put the colour on. With the original colour, it's a 3-layer type pearl, so we'll do that, over the top, and it'll just stand up a lot nicer for what you want to, what we want.
And that's because, if the panels were in perfect condition, you could just do your normal, I guess, what we call it, non-epoxy style.
Yeah, just high fill and then rub that paint it.
Yeah.
But just with all the bits in it, we got some old repairs, we had some acrylic around the other side. Like I said, the roof and the bonnet were chopped right out. So I think this way is just a safer option.
We're going to last 30 years. I'm going to call Brett up in 30 years and let him know his Valspar's out lasted Toyota paint. But yeah, we're using the Valspar Industrial Mix again. We use that on Liam's car for the primer.
Same primer.
See how well Liam's car's held up. So yeah, we'll do that for the primer, and then we'll show you what we're doing once we get to the proper full coat at the end. Yeah. But yeah, I guess we'll just get dressed up and get into it.
Yeah, start painting it.
Let's do it.
10 minutes and it'll look all grey.
I know. Nardo Grey 80, here we come. So I'm pretty lucky to have my car at Cam's workshop, because you see some of the stuff he's working on here, they're like crazy ass Australian muscle cars, and to have my old Landcruiser in here in his booth, I'm pretty lucky. All the equipment they use, everything is like the top notch. Like the quality of the paint job we're getting here is extremely high, and especially, Brett doing it. Brett's really takes pride in all his work, and he works so hard on this car, just getting everything straight. Even though I said, like, Brett, don't stress, that's good enough. He's like, nah, we need to get it perfect. And seeing this car how it is now, it's so straight, it's so clean, it's incredible. I'm blown away. It looks so good just in being primed.
Yeah, we're seeing everything in one uniform colour.
Yeah.
Is what makes it look good.
Done a good job, Brett.
We then primed the bonnet and flares so they'll all be ready to be rubbed back.
Even the primer looks good. Those flares turn up, so they look very average when we got them, but like seeing them all painted like this, it looks so good. I'm not gonna know myself. All right, so I've done all the priming. It's looking so good. Like once you prime it, you can see how it's going to turn out. So it all went pretty well priming it.
Yeah, come out good. We put just 2 good coats over the whole thing, and then we'll bake it now, and then tomorrow we rub.
All right, awesome. All right, so with the 80 series now out of the booth, we're ready to start rubbing it all back. So essentially, now the primer's on, everything's sealed up and it's going to be well protected, but the prime coat's also there to sort of give us a guide on where there's high and low spots in the paint. So with that all being one continuous color, they can say, oh, it's a little bit high here, we'll rub back this spot, a little bit low there, we'll add some here. So we're getting it essentially perfect, so when it comes to add our color, everything's going to be straight, because you got to remember, as soon as you paint these cars and make it all one continuous color, any little imperfections in the bodywork will show. So it's all about getting the preparation right before we add a color and have the final paint. All right, so there's a fair bit of sanding going on, Brett. We got orbitals on that side, we got wet sanding going on this side. What's the process here? Why are we using all these different methods?
So we blocked it first.
Yep.
You know, you just block it. We block it with like 240 because it's epoxy, so it's pretty hard.
Yep.
So we blocked it first just to get it nice and flat, and then we put that black like guide coat on it.
Yep.
Just so we can see those 240 scratches. The orbitals just to take that out.
Yeah. Okay.
So it doesn't attack the rest of it what we've already blocked.
Right.
So it just takes those fine scratches out, and then after that we just whiz over it just to go around the edges with the wet sand just to make sure it's all perfect. You know, before we do it. So it looks like far out, that guy's doing that guy's doing that, but it's all like
different process, different times.
ABC type deal. Yeah.
Another thing to notice too, being it's an 80 series four-wheel drive wagon, it's such a big car, and in comparison of a job size compared to in Liam's Ute, there's so many more panels to do. So much, it's pretty much twice as much work as Liam's Ute. So yeah, there's a lot of effort going in, and a lot more panels to make straight and line up, and yeah, it's a big job. It's probably one of the bigger cars you can definitely do a free spray on. All right, so we've got our bonnet here, which hasn't yet been sanded or anything, and you can sort of see the difference in this.
Yeah, so you can see the peel and that in that.
Yep.
So once you block that, so you can see that you basically just take all that peel out.
Yep.
So by the time we whiz around the whole bonnet and do that, and then, like I said, then we'll guide coat it and go out with 400 to get rid of these scratches.
Yep.
Which is good, yeah?
Yep, perfect.
You're just progressively stepping up until the scratches are small enough where you can't
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
There's no quick way of doing this, you just got to rub it. Just keep rubbing it.
And that's what separates a quick paint job and the real deal, is all that effort and time spent in getting these panels perfect.
Yeah. So you can do it like I said, you can just buzz it and hit it, but all the stuff will be still there.
Yeah.
So you got to take the time to do it properly.
Yeah.
Like I say, you can spend a week doing this.
Yeah.
And
some of those cars.
You look at some of these cars, they do them and then do them again, and then to make sure they're just like glass.
Yeah.
So after many hours of sanding later, we were ready to dust it off, clean it up, and drive it into the paint booth for the last time to get some colour put on.
All right, so we've got the 80 series in the paint booth now. We're getting it all masked up, ready to put some color on. Now, we're doing this in sections, and there's a few reasons for that. The first reason is obviously the car's just quite tall. Even with the tires deflated, it's still quite hard to get the spray gun up there and do it through all the roof without, having your hose flop into a wet door. So we're going to do it in sections, so the roof first and the rear quarter. That's also because it's a hot day today. We simply wouldn't have time to get around to all those 3 different coatings on it. So we'll do it in sections, and then it means it's all going to turn out well. We won't get any overspray where we don't want it, and we'll get the perfect paint job in the end. So that's why we're doing it like that. All right, so the 80's all masked up, it's ready to be painted. I think about time now we talk about what we're actually painting it, what colour. Yep. So it's 3H4, which is a medium red pearl, which is the Toyota.
It's a genuine colour.
Genuine Toyota colour that they ran through the entire 80 series. So it's a very iconic colour, I think, and I think it'll look really good on the car. And not to mention, because we're doing somewhat of a closed door respray, all the panel, like the panel jams and stuff, feel the same. So it'll be a perfect match. But I guess let's talk about how we're actually going to make that colour up.
Yeah, okay, so we've got them just ordered in mixed colour. So it's a 2-part colour. So we've got a ground coat for this colour, which is like an oxide type colour.
Yep.
And then the overlay, which goes over the top of that to give it that pop, if you like.
Yep.
2 coats of this one, 2 coats of this one, and then we'll put some, we're going to run with the HS scratch resistant clear with this car. So it's a lot harder than your standard clear.
Exactly.
So because you're going to still go out bush and stuff like that. It
Still
won't be as strong as Liam's, but it'll still be stronger than standard. You know? So,
and I guess that's the other thing to mention too. like with Liam's car, we went the Valspar Industrial Mix for all the coating because it was white. It was a more simple color to do that on. Whereas because we're going a more complex color, like we had a look before on the computer, like all the little different bits that are in 3H4
to make it.
Yeah, there's a fair few colors. So the beer stuff is perfect for that,
Yeah,
and
sure.
it's going to give us an awesome result. So
Yeah, so I can't wait. Well, the boys are going to put it on now. So within hopefully an hour, the top half will be painted.
yeah, let's do it.
Done. The only thing, because it's a bit warm in here, so what happens, being such a big roof, sometimes by the time one painter does one half, and then he'll do this side, and then John's back up on the other side, you get that dry spray.
Right,
so if you both do it together, it just melts in.
Yep.
It's back to red.
Oh man. Oh, it looks so
It's funny how
good.
like it's all this work and then in 2 seconds it's ready to go.
I know. It's just so crazy seeing it just so perfectly straight.
Usually what we do is we turn the lights off and they go around with that torch and you can see if any white or grey shining through, and you can see if it's covered or not covered. Because when you look at that, it looks mint. But with the light off and a spot this big with a torch, you can see it.
So that's the ground coat all done.
That's the ground coat all finished, yeah?
Now on to the bit that makes it sparkle, is that the right word?
Oh,
Well, maybe not sparkle, but...
Look better, it looks a nicer colour with this, but your sparkle comes pretty clear.
Oh, okay, right.
Oh, no way.
Yeah,
That looks so good.
So is that like what you would call, so that effect, is that pearl or is that...
Yeah.
Pearl, okay.
Oh, that looks gross.
Yeah, right, that looks wicked.
It's a really nice colour, this.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, it's gonna look so good. All right, you lot, it's almost Christmas, and if you're struggling to find something for your friends and family, why not get them some Aussie Arvos merch? We've got all the good stuff over there, as well as these new Aussie Arvos stubby coolers, but these are pretty limited, so you want to get in quick. And you can find it all at aussiearvos.com.au. We really appreciate all your support, and Merry Christmas. Liam and I were just talking about how kind of full on this whole paint job's gonna be. Like, when we did Liam's car, because we were just doing white, it was a lot more simple in the colouring, right?
White and also the paint type of paint I use.
Exactly, yeah, because we use the industrial mix, a bit more forgiving. This stuff, because I was doing like a clear coat on top and everything, we've got like 3 separate layers that go on the car, all have to be done correctly at the right time, wet on wet. It's just full on. It's something that you could, if you tried to do it at home, I think you wouldn't get the same result. Like, it's having just like the prep and the right environment, like being in a proper booth with proper ventilation, dust-free environment, which is ultra important. It's so I was so lucky to be able to do it at a place like this. Because
one day we'll spray a car at home ourselves and we'll see the
exactly,
comparison.
you see the difference. Like this car, that's the thing, on camera, not a lot of stuff shows up in paint jobs, but if you see this car in person, it'll be a night and day difference to what if Liam and I tried to do it at home. Like, you'd never replicate it the same. Obviously the skills for the painters, the panel work, and then of course having the correct equipment and using the right paint. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what this is going to turn out like. So this is the second layer on, and holy crap, it looks so good. It looks...
It's not even done yet though, still got clear.
It's not even done yet, and I just can't get over how good that looks. My God. I'm not going to do it myself. This is... Oh, I love the colour. I'm so glad I went with this. I'm so glad.
And last up was the clear coat, and this is what makes the paint really shine.
Oh man. The red looks so much like better than what I ever thought it would have turned out like. Because I was like, oh yeah, we'll respray it the same colour, you know, it's going to look how it currently is, but nah. It's like it's going to look so good, like once all the chrome trims are on and everything, like... Looks so good. So is that how good it would have looked from factory when they're brand new? That's why Sonny Hill must have bought a red 80 if they look like this.
I reckon this is the best colour.
And just try and keep your distance.
Yeah, stand back. Holy crap, that roof. Holy crap. That roof looks incredible. That looks so good.
A bit shinier.
Oh, I can't get over it. Like, it looks so good.
Wait till it's all together, mate.
Oh, the roof looks incredible. Like, look at the way the color fades. Like, oh my God.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Oh my God. It's just like, Oh, stop it. Stop it. That.
I don't think the camera does it justice, actually. I don't think the camera like shows
Oh my
how
god.
good that is.
That is
So
unbelievable.
wait till that's in the sun, and they're doing that across the whole side of the car, pretty much.
Oh my. You can't take it off road after you do that.
highway rig now, that's it. All the videos from now
Oh.
on, won't be shoot.
Man.
Where's your car, Patrick? No, it's at camp.
That looks incredible. That looks really
That
good.
looks so good. Oh, you've done a good job, guys. You smashed it.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey, we only got half the car done yet.
I know. Still, holy.
That's actually bang on, dude.
Wow.
Look. Yeah. It is exactly the same amount.
Yeah. I'd say it's bang on.
So that just goes to show how in sync the boys were.
Yeah.
Literally used the same exact amount of clear coat. Talk about an even paint job. Like,
Yeah, that's
look
it.
at
You
that.
can do that if you try. That's pretty impressive. I thought it looks good.
All right, so we just come back the next day. Now we're getting ready to paint the rest of the car. So we're just gonna mask off, obviously, the section we just painted, and then we can move on to doing all these other prime panels that are ready. Now, the paint is just looking incredible. They say it's gonna get even better once you get out in the sun and see it gleaming, but yeah, I can't get over how good it looks. It beats all my thoughts of what it's gonna look like. It's incredible. So yeah, we'll get it all masked up, and then we'll ready to do the next section.
So, Brett, so Paddy will be right to use the brush at the car wash, yeah, won't he?
No, I need to invest in proper car. I need to go hit up Dan and ask for his advice on some car cleaning products.
Yeah, how are you meant to clean a car properly so you don't cook it?
You know the best thing to wash it with?
Yeah.
Dishwashing liquid and hot water.
Okay. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Car washing liquid's expensive. So
You
I'd
can,
rather
go,
buy
you can go and buy the wash and wax and this and that, but yeah, honestly, the best thing to wash it with, soft sponge,
Yep.
clean hot water,
Yep.
yeah, hot water, and
Yep.
dishwashing liquid.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
The car looks so good. Like it's just so much more to it. It was deeper than what it was previously. Like, and like how straight everything is. Like everything has just been like it looks brand new. Like it's just incredible. Like all the panels just it looks so good. It looks like it belongs in like it. Looks like a proper like show car. It just feels too good for me. It's like, how do you take something like that off road?
Yeah, I know.
Like it just looks so good.
It's so shiny. Unbelievable to think that's what it's going to look like out in the world.
Holy crap.
Brett's going to drive it out.
Brett's driving it out for me so I can see the moment the sun hits it for the first time. Look how shiny it is. It's a different car. Oh, jeez, that looks insane. It's so shiny. I know. And look how straight it is. Like, you would never have known how dinted up it was before. When we first were talking about like what paint color would go, I was like, oh, maybe I'd change it up and don't do red, because I'm like, oh, the red doesn't look anything crazy flash, but that's because I was looking at like a 31-year-old faded red paint. Like, this is the Toyota 3H4 when it's brand new, and look at it, it just looks absolutely incredible. Like, man,
Yeah,
they've done such a good job. Like, they've just absolutely knocked it out of the park. It looks, yeah, I'm lost for words. I never thought the Cruiser would ever look this good.
So with the body painted, all that was left to do was paint the flares, bonnet and tailgate, and would be good to put everything back together on the car.
All right, so I've come back the next day. We've taken all the panels now out of the booth, and we're pretty much getting them ready to put on the car. Now, what the boys are doing right now is just sanding back any imperfections of the clear coat. So, you know, if slight bits of dust might have fallen on it after painting, etc. We're just polishing all that back, getting it all perfect. Then all the panels will get bolted on the car. It's ready to go on the trailer and take it home. So we're getting really close. Can't wait. Oh yeah, it works. It definitely works.
I don't even want to put my fingerprint on.
I know.
Probably able to.
Mate, it's a mirror.
Yeah, the drive in the reflection of the bonnet.
Pretty much. We're gonna need sunglasses, it's gonna blind me. That is literally a mirror. That is insane. All right, here we go.
Far out.
Oh man. That looks so good. The color.
Yeah. Oh, that's it. It's just like so, yeah, when it's faded, you forget that there's actually stuff in it that makes it look nice.
Get over how good that red looks. Like, it's just so much depth to it and the way it reflects the light. Like,
sparkle in it. Wait till it's, once it's all done up, it'll look bloody awesome.
Oh, it'll look so good. All right, so the 80's out of the shop, in the sun and shining. It's absolutely amazing seeing the change of this car, how well it's shining from when it came in here 5 days ago to what it is today. The boys have done an absolutely phenomenal job, and massive shout out to Brett and the team at Sherwin Williams Automotive. Adrian, Tom, Steve and Adam, they guys just killed it. They worked on it like it's their own car. They put in so much time and effort, and I just can't be grateful enough for you guys caring so much to do this to my car. Like, you've absolutely changed it. And
it's good. I can't wait to see it all put back together. Also, a massive shout out to Cameron for allowing us to use his shop, and he couldn't have been easier to get along with, so it's been really good.
Huge thanks to Cameron.
Humble, he doesn't even want to shout out. So.
Nah, yeah, so Next Level Restorations, Cameron, he's the man. Big thanks to him, and yeah, everyone at Sherwin Williams made this possible. Like, I'm just blown away. It's gonna be, I'm never selling this car, and hopefully this paint job lasts, you know, as long as I'm around. So yeah,
Go home, put it together.
Thanks so much, Brett. Adrian, thanks so much. Tom, thanks so much, guys. Absolutely killed it. All right, guys, so I'm pretty lost for words. I can't believe this is my car now. If you had told me when I first picked this thing up, you know, what it'd turn into today, and we're not even there yet. There's still so much more to put on this car. Yeah, I'm lost for words, but thanks so much to all you guys for watching. Without you guys, stuff like this wouldn't happen. So yeah, just means the world that you all watch Aussie Arvos and support us. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Get subscribed. There's so much more coming on this car, and yeah, we're gonna build one hell of an 80s series. So yeah, I'll see you guys soon.